Hey there. What's up, my friends? Alright, the camera's going, so I'm going to go ahead and try this. Oh, I didn't comb my hair or anything, whatever. Anyway, it's hot out here. I'm sweaty, but I'm going to go ahead and lay out these plans for this meditation bench. I put up a video about 3 years ago, and I had several people ask me for the plans for it, and I felt bad because I thought I posted them, but I never really got back to it. And these are kneeling benches, otherwise known as kneeling benches. And a few years back I started making some really nice custom ones. I bought a bunch of special woods, you know, really nice pieces of like oak and mahogany and stuff. Of course, sustainably harvested. We have a local place here that has some very nice wood, so I would go down and I bought the 5/4 material, which is 1 inch thick. And then I would plane it down in my planer. So the plans I'm going to give are for any material. This is maybe, well, it looks like 3/4. It's probably more like 13/16 or something thick. But I started out with a full inch thick, and then I planed this down. So what it is it's a kneeling bench that sits at 15 degrees. So what you do is you sit on it. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. You sit on it like this, and you put your legs down underneath it. I hope you can see that. I guess it doesn't really matter. You can look up and figure out what a kneeling bench is. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you can Google, or you have maybe found this in the future and you're just curious about them and looking on YouTube, which is why I did it, because I found a lot of places who had plans and were selling them and whatnot, and I decided to make my own. I actually got a little carried away and I made like a bunch of them, and I spent a long time making them, and then I never put them up for sale, so I've got a stack of them sitting back there in the garage, which I'm probably going to eventually sell on maybe a separate website, because I'd like to do woodworking and custom stuff like that. But to the bench now. The slope you want to cut these legs at is 15 degrees. Now, the width can depend on how big you are. If you got a big butt, then you're going to want a wider piece. This one right here is 6.5 inches. I make them anywhere between 6 and 8 inches, depending on the kind I want. So figure 6.5 inches by about 18 inches long. And I also tapered the sides on this one, as you can see, just for the hell of it. The legs themselves are made out of the same material, so you're going to want to cut one long board. So you're going to obviously want, the 19 plus at least 8 inches, so 35 inches or so of board. And these ones are cut, actually, these legs, I cut it from the long point at 7.5 inches. That's my standard. And then just taper that to 15. The other side will come around 6. Usually I make these with 2 rows of screws on the top, and then I put plugs in there of a different color wood, because I've found it stronger than trying to use dowels and pins, and it's easier, because it's a pain in the ass to dowel these things straight. But this one I made actually is, that's why I wanted to show it. So check this out. I used a window sash lock, right? And then it folds down. Folds down into a perfect little backpack size thing. It's still heavy, but so you get to your spot, lock that in, you're good to go. Great little bench. And I've seen several different types of plans for them. A lot of different, inside recessed hinges and hidden hinges and stuff. I'm into function, but also form. But I want it to be strong and last a long time, so I use these heavy-duty industrial hinges, and they work great. This one is, I believe, Brazilian mahogany, but I got a few from some other different kinds. Maybe I'll show them sometime. But so there's the plans. If you want to make one, now you know how to do it, right? Take care, everybody.